This might count as one of the crazier ideas I've had for the channel, but hey, what can I say? So it's a little after 5:30 in the morning. Got an early start today, and that's because I am setting up the stop motion for the video that hopefully you've already seen by now, depending how long this takes. Here you go, let's show you what I've got this set up like. So it's the Rocky Valley Mountain Pass modular tiles, which you can see here, getting ready, and setting up for a stop motion Gaslands homage, although I haven't actually played yet. I've just recently got my my cars, and I want to do this sort of Rocky Mountain Pass stop motion shoot. So here I have my camera rig set up. Let's give you a close up of what we've got going on here. So excuse the light for the moment. So got an artist's easel, and then I've clamped my camera tripod to the easel so that I can get the right over the top angle, so that in the stop motion these boards will be able to slide out underneath the camera as I film the stop motion. So there you go, that's me putting some stop motion into play. Let's hope it works, and let's hope you see the end results, because it's going to be a bit of a blast. This one is, though time consuming. Oh, and you can see I've got a green screen here. I'm hoping to put a sort of a distant mountain sky vista in the background. It's going to be fun. So, heading up to 1 o'clock now. 5:30 this morning I started. So quite a lot of filming to do your stop motion. Anyway, I think it's going to look good. Well, that, as they say, is a wrap. I know you will have already seen that in the Mountain Pass video, but I was so happy with it, I just had to put it into this as well. It was a lot of work, to be fair. It was about 7 hours of filming, and then probably another day of editing. So it takes quite a lot to put one of those together. However, it is one of the purposes of making all of this, because an animated stop motion short film is definitely one of the goals that I'm trying to achieve. So a lot of what I do here is actually about learning the skill set needed to do that. As a fantasy illustrator, I have my own project that I'm working on, which is World War Fae, which is a apocalyptic fairy tale, and that's the main driving force behind the Patreon that I run, as well as all of the fun I get from gaming on these kind of surfaces. The idea of building miniature sets for a film, stop motion animated film, is something that excites me as an artist. So it's one of the reasons why I work on these little stop motion sequences. Anyway, I just thought I'd put in there why I throw those into some of my videos when I get hit a little idea.
I just can't do them all of the time because they do add about 3 days to the overall process of bringing one of those videos together, which is why I've had a short break because I was working through all of this. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching that. I hope you enjoy seeing those little animated shorts that that I'm building slowly. Yeah, so anyway, I can't wait to do these, get them all done up for Gaslands, because that looks such a good game, and I know so many of you play it. Anyway, there we go. This is DAZ 3D, which is a very powerful 3D modeling tool for figures, mostly human figures. It's an excellent tool as a starting point for 3D. I used to use it many years ago for finished artwork, but I was only a hobbyist then. It's too recognisable for professional work, although it is used for professional work certainly. But it is a great tool if you need to just get a handle on what's happening in a more difficult pose for your figures. And in this instance, I need to be able to draw the girl who is in a tree, and I need to draw her from top down, which would mean I'd have to ask my girlfriend to climb a tree, which she would probably do, but I would be not so happy about having to ask her. And also it means I'd have to climb up a tree with my camera gear to photograph her from above, and I could spend a lot of time trying to find the right tree with the right branch sequence for the pose that I want to do. So it's much easier for me to use a tool like this so that I can figure out certain aspects of what I need in my figure before going to final drawing. So yeah, here we go. It's changed a bit since I last used it. I had to download a new version, but it's so it was a bit complicated. But anyway, let's move on to the sketch. Hey guys, so this now I've finished with the annoyance that was DAZ 3D. I don't know what they've done to change that around, but if any of you are DAZ 3D experts, or you know, blimey, yeah, just drop me a message. I don't know what was going on there. Anyway, so these are my sort of original sketches that I was doing for this next book cover. So yeah, this was my sketch. Here we go. Let's just. There we go. So this is the sketch that I did for the figure originally. So that's just a rough biro sketch. And then obviously now I've got that pose on my iPad. I'm going to start a new sketch with something like a little bit more accurate anatomy. The modelling pose itself wasn't fantastic, but I've got enough there to be going on with. And then, like you saw me do before, I will photograph a model for things like the hands and arms, facial expressions, that kind of thing, as I get a bit further in. But right now all I need to be able to do is a rough sketch, and I just wanted the anatomy to be that bit better, hence using DAZ. You can watch me sketch this out now. I just work in my A4 with a biro, so you'll see me adjusting, scribbling, you know, lines that go on to be errors, lines that go on to be the right thing, but so you'll see my sketching process anyway. Okay, enjoy the moment, hopefully.
One of the things about working on bigger projects is the studio gets a bit a bit chaotic. But you might recall my cliff video that one of my earliest videos that I did, which I'm about to incorporate into the bit of the highlight of the build you just saw there, which is my upcoming cave terrain sort of kit. This, but what I've realised now I've dug my cliff face back out is it's a bit brightly coloured, and although I'm not a fan of that sort of neutral grey finish, I do like a bit of colour in my rock. I've realised that this is a little bit sort of Looney Tunes colour. So what I'm going to do now is take a bit of colour to dull this down and re-dry brush it so that it's just a touch more naturalistic with just a hint of this underlying colour there. The other thing I did as well, and this was from somebody on who commented on the YouTube channel as well, is if you look back at that video, I originally put these backers on these cliff pieces so that they would stand under their own kind of merit, their own structure. But somebody mentioned to me some ideas on the channel a couple of weeks ago, and I realised that in actual fact those backers were not only taking up a lot of space, dead space for storage, but they had a bit of an impact on me actually being able to utilise these pieces more effectively and with more capacity in terms of the environments they get used in, and that's been highlighted in this cave system that I'm putting together. So I've actually just ripped off all of the backs that were on here. Right now I can leave them just like this, but there's a chance I might be embedding magnets or something into the edges so that I can just magnetise them together and use their own sort of the base that they have to hold it all together. They probably need pretty strong magnets, but I reckon it's doable. It takes out a lot of the chunk, and it means that storage box you just saw will fit not only this but that cave system as well, instead of only this cliff system. So yeah, there you go. So I'm going to very quickly show you me just dulling down this. It might not necessarily be the most scintillating bit of video you've ever seen, or it might be. So let's have a look at this bit closer. So compared to the original terrain, this is where I was. This is what I'm looking to match. So I need to just bring the vibrancy of this down a little. So the cave system that I'm putting together has been painted to match this finish. So I have some of that colour available, which I've got here, and what was left I've just thinned down so that I've got a wash basically, which is what I'm just doing here. And I'm just going to apply a single heavy wash over the whole piece, and then just set that to one side to let it dry. It may be that I have to do a couple of passes of this just to dull it down enough, but and then it'll be a quick dry brush with the finishing colour, which you can see I've got here, and that'll make it it'll be able to marry up with the rest of the set that I'm building, which you will see, I guess, in the next couple of weeks. I've realised as well that basically what I've been working on with these bigger builds is a whole bunch of base terrain modular pieces to then build off with the more encounter specific pieces as well that will work, I suppose, as scatter terrain on all of these base pieces, between the lava terrain, these caves. I've got a mountain valley coming out as well. So yeah, it hadn't struck me before that I'm working on all of these sort of geographical base pieces, or geological base pieces should I say, that I will then adapt with conversion kits like the cave system I'm about to bring out. Anyway, there you go guys, I'm going to work through the rest of these now, and they should hopefully be ready pretty soon. Well, in time for the final video editing anyway of the cave system piece. See you in a bit, bye! Well guys, that's episode 4 wrapped up of my Monday montage. I really hope you're enjoying these montages. From the comments, I am getting a good vibe for them. I'm certainly enjoying giving you an insight into all the bits and pieces that go on behind the scenes in a less sort of formal tutorial way. But those comments, they really work to help the YouTube algorithm like the channel and share me out there to a wider audience, which of course is one of the reasons for doing this, to bring my work to that bigger audience. So thank you for commenting guys, for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. Apparently hitting that notification bell as well is really important for building the channel. YouTube likes that. If you want to find out more about me, my links are all down there in the bit at the bottom. So thanks for watching. See you soon guys. Bye bye.